Federal officials in Minnesota announced new charges against a man accused of shooting two Minnesota state lawmakers and their spouses, leaving one couple dead. 57-year-old Vance Belter is charged with 2 counts of murder and stalking. He's accused of killing Democratic Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, and critically injuring Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Belter went to the lawmakers' homes dressed as a police officer,
outfitting his black SUV with police lights and a police license plate, wearing a black tactical vest and body armor.
Officials say Belter was allegedly planning to target public officials in other states, including Iowa. Officials say he had a list of 45 elected officials in his car. It also had the names of abortion clinics and pro-choice activists. We asked Planned Parenthood North Central States if the affiliate or any of its clinics were on Belter's hit list. Spokesperson said they are not making any comments on the list at this time. The affiliate's president, Ruth Richardson, shared in a statement, quote, "Out of an abundance of caution, we are working with local law enforcement to increase patrols at all of our facilities." Also new tonight, we now know that Belter was a student at Des Moines Area Community College. He was enrolled at the school in 2023 and 2024. DMAC confirmed to us that he took several classes in the mortuary science program during that time. 2 victims from the attack also have connections to the metro. Yvette Hoffman and her husband, Minnesota Senator John Hoffman, both lived in the area. Local 5's Alex Fulton met with one of Yvette's old co-workers on her start in the local radio scene.
This radio station was the workplace for one of the 4 victims in the Minnesota lawmaker shootings. Yvette Hoffman, wife of Minnesota Senator John Hoffman, was a DJ in the late 80s and again in the 90s.
She immediately took me under her wing.
Star 102.5's news director Kate Garner remembers working with Yvette as an intern in high school.
She was the first always to volunteer if there was a nonprofit that needed help or fundraising or an appearance. She was awesome that way.
Garner always knew Yvette was a natural. After her first stint, she immediately went from the Des Moines station to one in Minneapolis.
It was a big deal to leap from Des Moines to Minneapolis, which tells you how talented she was. And so I got to go up and hang out with her, and she let me run her board in Minneapolis.
Over the weekend, at first, Garner didn't believe her old friend had been shot in what officials call a politically motivated attack.
When I heard that she threw herself in front of Hope to save her from the gunman, that was how I knew for sure it was Yvette.
Yvette and her husband, John, were both shot and injured.
We were confused. I mean, why would someone or people like her and John, who are so good and kind.
Since then, Garner says she's heard from Yvette's family members and close friends that she and John are doing well.
I don't know this for a fact, but I would almost guarantee that she's trying to help the nurses through their stress because that's who she is.
Star 102.5 is committed to helping out the Hoffmans. Many of the staff members have been sharing a GoFundMe set up for the couple on their social media pages.